Hi everybody, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Welcome back to my current practitioners of light and love. Oh, we're slipping. Okay, give me a second. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are we doing this right? Yeah. Sorry, things are a little messy. Messy. It's okay. It is the full moon out tonight. What is this? 13. It's death. Oh, my dearies. Change is occurring. It's time to say our goodbyes. This is the heavy weighted, it's the heavy hitter, like if you're looking at a side-by-side comparison between the, Five of Cups and, this card right here, Death, you would see the parallel. Except here, you get to see the person's face, you know, how they really approach death. And this is very odd because I've never received this card from the Romantic Tarot until now. Oh yes, okay, so this space is only for those current practitioners of light and love. Others who do not aim for that. Goodness gracious, I'm going to pull out a few cards here, are not welcome. There's no place for that energy. Not under these frequencies. So I just want to show you a few things as far as like drama when it comes to cards, okay? So that we can really look at the full context. Gosh, it was the second to last one. Holy smokes. Okay, so sometimes we have to go through this like thorough process of saying goodbyes. But when you look at that, you know, it's and then when you look at death in its traditional form, you know, this is like judgment, like a heralding, like it's more of a formality of on the outskirts, whereas like a delivery of a message, whereas this is like the coping of it. And you know how we see a lot of darkness within the I'm getting the message of whether robed or disrobed, this is the vibe that it gives, the energy that's embodied. So this is the morning, but this is like the heavy hitting force of it. So I just wanted to give you like some kind of visualization on the context to that. It's a personal goodbye. Mm-hmm. And she's carrying a wreath. Delivering a message of gratitude, as well as just making peace. It's time to move on. Okay. All right, so that's where we're at right now. Okay. Okay. Angels of light and love, I welcome you in. Direct and protect these messages, as well as my chakras, my auras, my space, and that of my viewers. What were we going to say? I welcome in our ancestors of light and love, our spirit guides of the light, and my besties from the beyond. Oh, and did I say our cosmic families of love and light? Yeah. Because we'd rather reach a state of peace rather than truce. Mm-hmm. So, all right, so what are we going to read up on today? Tomorrow I have an interview. I haven't been going aggro at all on my job search because it's kind of like a secondary thing for me. It's just kind of to keep things practical. Like I just like I'm not supposed to I'm just supposed to go with the flow of things, and if they find me agreeable, fitting, then it doesn't mean that I have to say yes. I have to be in that state of mind, because I'm not needy, and I just know the situations that I've exited before, so I'm not hungry to go back again and have to go through the same cycles. So I have to really understand my way in, even though this is just because I'm taking this job would mean like a pay cut from my previous, and although money isn't like absolutely everything, I just know like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, something within this realm. This is my primary. So I have to understand, I have to weigh in on the time consumption and just, but at the same time I have to, I'm just figuring some things out, just talking things through. And, so I'm there. And, I just have to get into that mindset, because I really don't want to get into the whole people pleasing thing, or that, we'll see. Okay. So, the reading that I wanted to do at this time was, a recommendation from Spirit. Upon meeting people, I when I ask these questions, I kind of already know the answers. And the initial question would be, okay, so when you meet people, upon meeting new people, what should you bring more out of yourself? What is it? And it's what would be the most beneficial thing for you to have surface? Okay, that's basically what I was, intending upon, but it just feels so not me. So okay, let me think about this for a second, because I feel like in reading people and situations, there's just this brutal honesty where I do not give a flying F about, the people pleasing. I just want to nip everything in the bud. And if the dynamic works, then it works. But I'm not going to shapeshift this robotic, aesthetic version of niceties that everyone is so accustomed to. It's a freaking dime a dozen. Why do I have to put myself through those stressors of being just like everybody else, when it's just so carved out and rehearsed? And that's not the the tone that I'd like to set for my new frame of mind, even if it acts as a financial support system to, my primary, in the works. And it's am I dumbing myself down doing this, So I'm trying to put a good face on for all of this. And so okay, maybe we just don't have any questions right now, and let's just let Spirit take the wheel. Let Spirit just do the talking, okay? Source. Okay. So what do we have here? Temperance. Okay. Let's see here. So this is a sense of recalibration, okay? We are the bartender here, okay? And upon looking at that, we're serving, our cup of love. We're serving what we can intuitively provide. We are basically a consultant within the role that we're due to fulfill. However, these newcomers that are stopping by are just like, they place their order. They know what they're used to getting. It's usually their favorite or whatever. And sometimes they just order something off the wall to gauge how you would respond to that. So to each his or her own upon visitation. The thing is that Spirit is calling attention to what we are doing, what we are pouring into this cup, upon the order, and looking at the positioning, we see that the male or this visitor is looking at her, kind of sizing her up upon how she responds to the order. And I think this happens within a lot of our interactions, okay, whether it pertains to career or just simple networking. You meet a friend of a friend, whatever. And a lot of this also depicts intelligence, maybe sometimes misaligned. People like just to screw with you. So the thing is here is that she is happy with what she's doing because she can do it well. However, the cup runneth over, and I think that's what Spirit wants us to pay attention to, just not to give too much. Like, just fulfill the order, and that's it. Yeah, don't go overboard, especially if I feel like with the way, like, the human condition is that everyone's constantly sizing others up, like it's predator versus prey, and there's a sense of like viciousness in this world. Like, there's so much aloofness that there's entitlement to this kind of gameplay, and you see this in a lot of like, it's so pronounced. It bred this like hookup culture that I keep seeing like reappearing or reemerging, and so it's just kind of keep that in mind, okay? That's what Spirit wants me to, and likely you to, just keep on tab, Let's see here. So the other thing is 2 messages. Spirit wants us to be mindful of not just what's in front of us, but also what's in the background. This is your traditional view of temperance with a picture in the background, scenic view. It's a sunset, or rather sunrise. And the picture is tilted, right? I don't think it's intended to be that way. So Spirit wants us to make sure that we are engaging in the balancing act on a full 360. So not just what like our eyes lay upon, what's face value, but also what's the surrounding conditions, which is what's on the horizon. That we must not forget about that, because even though it's like kind of out of sight, out of mind, the picture's on tilt, like, and we could easily tend to that. But what are we doing? We're overfilling this person's cup, just because they're right in front of us and it's another person to interact with. Like, like there's so much more than that, than just like what's here. So as far as being present, it needs to be encompassing the totality of things, not just like what's in current view, because what's on plate is also like, you know, how do I say it? It's like you have like a formal dinner, right? You have a sit down, like a date or whatever. I haven't been to one of these things, so I'm just giving you a gauge of, you know, rough estimate about like what I understand. So you're on this day, like it's like formality, whatever. Sit down, and what's on your plate isn't just like what's on your plate. It's like, I don't know, like a 5-course whatever meal. So that particular sit down is the presence of the full experience. It's not just what's on your current literal plate at that given time. It's their phases of, you know, there's certain courses. So it's understanding that, being present for the full experience, rather than just like, okay, this thing right here, you know. And that really puts things into perspective when we're seeing the death card as a primary. So whether I go with this, you know, assignment or that assignment, like, I think it's just good practice to see what's out there and to have the opportunity to say no, and just find that even ground where I'm not totally, you know, totally Tina here, what I'm doing here, because people like really need to acclimate like to my temperature. So you have to create allowances for that. Like there's a learning curve to me, for sure. Okay, so Spirit. Okay, what else? So 6 of Pentacles, yeah, reciprocation, an easy give and take, equal give and take, having knowing and that there's enough for self in order to give to others. So there's like calibration within like a one-on-one, more like alchemical. I didn't give the other context to that. And then there's the what did I just say? Reciprocation, recalibration with wealth, with the tangibles, when it comes to, let's say, goods and services. Definitely. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So even like having this, you know, little interview session is a good, like, it's just a good opportunity for me to even like bring up the topic of, you know, hashing things out. Like everything serves a purpose, and even with this singular purpose alone, I'd say it's valuable. Because I would have to like engage in that whether I go here, there, or there. So I'm just looking at that. So before really looking at options, look at the approach that we have towards this, the highly suggested approach. So the other message that I got for this on the Temperance card is that a lot of people say that there's I mean, this is quite literal on it, that it's like a bartender type of card, a hostess type of card, mixing drinks. And so when it has to deal with, you know, what do I say it? Like anything pertaining to like drama, that there's like, you know, like some kind of drinking involved in it. but like that wasn't the main message. The secondary message was that you know, when you step into the shoes of a bartender, you know that there is a lot of engagement, but at the same time, there's also aloofness, especially if you're a female, that you need to be able to pull away or not be so super friendly, because you're there to get tips and do your job, but you're not there to like pick up anyone. So it's understanding like your job, your role, what you're there for, and how you're going to step into those shoes, because you know the common missteps and pitfalls of the job when you are, let's say, an attractive female that knows how to do the job, but you know what tends to happen, what the tendencies are that aren't to our highest benefit. So looking at this, give and take, yeah, goods and services, okay. Anything else? Spirit, very good, so far, so good. Okay, what came through is the Eight of Cups pronounced and the Eight of Pentacles muted. That's interesting. So we have Master number 88 here. So, Spirit wants me to go out and like kind of find what's fitting. Like, I don't have to go with the first thing that comes along. Like, who says that I'm bound to that, you know, to sell myself short? And who knows, like, maybe I will like the place that I'm interviewing for, or the person that I would be reporting to. Who knows, you know? But like, not to, yeah, like, going with the flow doesn't mean that I have to go with the first yes, you know, just because, like, I should not make my decisions based on how others receive me, solely on how others receive me. That's another lesson learned. Gosh. But that's not the reason why I left the other, my last job. I left it. I mean, you can see it in, like, that was very, like, legit, you know, within that rationale, but moreover, it was that I was being taken advantage of, like, severely, and that I really had, not just a shady boss, but, like, so disrespectful, like, not even with playing within her league, like, she did not act as a leader. She definitely fooled me just because of, yeah. So, lesson learned. You know, I was so eager to have, like, a great boss to report to. So when I felt like I was being listened to, I was just, it was not so. You know, it was just strategy. That's it. And I got to see that when conflict arose, and she did have the power to do something about it, but, like, she pretended as though she was remedying the situation, or that suddenly she was not available when things got, you know, a little sticky. And then when she was, it was just like, oh, okay. So it was just like nothing, like, just disappeared, you know. It was so crazy. Yeah. So anyway, wake up call. It only took, you know, a matter of, I don't know, 2.5 months to really, gosh, that seems like such a long time. But, you know, that's okay. There were multiple lessons that were learned. And I do not regret the experience. I mean, I certainly learned my magic and my power, for sure. For sure. When it takes like multiple people to like attempt to take me down, like multiple gifted individuals to take me down, and still conclude as unsuccessful, like, and for certain people to give me accolades within different hierarchies, and to be acknowledged by like an elite area of hierarchy, whereas like with such newness, while others have been there for such a long time and they didn't get that same kind of feedback. I know for a fact. So 8 of Pentacles muted. This is self-mastery within this is mastery within our I don't want to call it hobby, but it's just doing what we do best. Putting in the work, refinement. Oh, okay. So Spirit saying when we go out there and we look for more, when we look for more opportunities, like, how do I say it? When we put ourselves out there more, especially for me, because I'm just like, fuck this, I'm very, like, I tend to be stubborn, but, on the bright side, very, very particular, very tenacious, very detailed, and so great for auditing for sure, or editing work, so anyway, the more that I put myself out there and really find myself like within different environments, that I'm not losing myself in all of that, then the take home is self-mastery. Yeah, because like the end goal here in the secondary jobs isn't isn't just like practical means of like the pentacle energy, but also what that means in total for what I'm doing for spirit, which is, the better that I learn myself and have that equilibrium point, like in managing who I am and how I am, like not losing that factor while stepping outside of my comfort zone, the more like I'm just, the more refined I become. Yeah. It establishes self-confidence. Aw, that's what Spirit's saying. I know some of you who who like watch my stuff are, adept in certain areas, and that's something that you probably could have told me on your own. But like that's okay, and I appreciate the fact that some of you have stepped back and allowed for me to kind of just learn that on my own, because you're in a place in your life where you can see that, but you're not going to rub it in somebody's face, because that the best part of this learning is through experience and self-discovery. So that's good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because a lot of the time, in the past 2 to 3 years, when I was, doing all of this stuff, the energy work, I always wondered, like, why is it that people are not, watching my stuff? Why is it, like, why am I such a hard sell? What? But and I just realized, like, I can't, I'm not gonna fake it till I make it. Like, I don't, that's not my thing. So, you know, a lot of people do that, you know, to show, like, you know, like a front of confidence. And, you know, I believe in what I'm doing. I think that maybe, like, I've been a hard sell because combined factors. And then I realized, like, halfway through that I'm not supposed to be on full blast because, number one, my situation where someone else is actively taking advantage of me in whatever capacity that they can, and that's siphoned out to a minimum now. But the second part is that, you know, my role is that there's other factors into play, and so I'm not supposed to be, like, I wasn't supposed to be on full blast for quite some time. So, but, like, the whole I think the confidence thing might be a deal. I don't know, like, I'm just kind of stepping away from that interpretation and just, like, looking at it like it's valuable anyway to build in that area. That's it. That's how I'm taking it at this point, you know. I'm more confident than I used to be, and I'm happy with that, so let's just kind of add on to it. Yeah. I don't really know what they mean by, like, kind of getting out of my comfort zone and putting myself out there, because, like, you can't just, like, how do I say it? Like, I'm trying to figure out what that means, you know, for me. Stepping out of my comfort zone. What does that mean? Like, I'm broadcasting basically what I'm doing with my life. And it's like, a lot of people are not comfortable with that, you know? I think maybe what I should do is, oh my gosh, like, it's like, I don't really want to do that. I could feel myself sweating right now with the thought of it. But, like, there are some older videos that there's probably, like, a good 20, 25 videos that I have on YouTube that I put on private because, like, it was just it's so painful to watch. Like, I was thinking about editing them and then reloading them, like, just cutting out the dead pieces. I think just, like, trusting the process and knowing that it is a process and not being afraid of what that looks like, I should just put it out there. I think I'm supposed to put it public. Like, it's just a good tester, and it might not, you know, equate to, you know, like, it might not unlock, you know, more viewers or whatever, but, like, honestly, it's my content. It's how I started, and I know that I've developed, like, so much since when I first started, and I think it's a great way for people not to be, like, so intimidated within their own processes, because I know that a lot of psychics are, like, you know, they don't even want to really collaborate, like, because they see what I just, they get intimidated with the just the comparing outputs, and that's not something that, like, I have anywhere on my mind. I'm just like thinking about doing my best and like the excitement of, you know, pairing up with other people. So that's why I pulled through like the whole silent collab thing. Like, anyway, moving forward, I think I'm supposed to make them public, and I think I'm fine with it. It's just like, it's a little cringy. I don't know, but it's okay. It's okay. It's good. I think since I have a lot more patience with myself now, and seeing the absolute like changes between, like I told you, it's more than day and night. It's like different dimensions, to completely different worlds. I think it would be a good thing for me to do. Yeah, that maybe it's not as cringy as, maybe more cringy to others like that are newcomers, but like for me, I think it will be a good practice. Since I stopped viewing other people's videos, you know, other people's divination, like Spirit wants me to really like hear myself out, give myself some credit. That's what Spirit wants. So this one fell on. Oh my gosh, it's the Lover's card. You know how long this has been laying here? This whole, like, while I'm just like chit-chatting with you? That was the last card that dropped, and it was face down, and it hit the Eight of Cups pronounced. What the heck? Okay, so let's just talk on like a very microcosmic level, okay? This is being absolutely balanced, absolutely loving yourself. Yeah, just like kind of falling in love with yourself again, you know? Picturesque. Like, I'm good. It's all good. Yeah. Definitely. Like, I feel safe with myself. I can trust myself. I feel safe being myself. That's what that is. But if you're looking on, so it's being like highly attractive, you know, regardless of what anybody else has to say about that, you know. If you were looking at yourself objectively, Tina, rather than like, let's say, the other side of like objectifying yourself, but just like kind of being stand apart, you know, and just like engaging, you know, just like looking from human to human. What, you know, what are you good with that, you know? And yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. Yeah, that's what Spirit wants. First off, the other part of it is like in putting yourself out there, you know, like to getting to really know yourself in different environments, and being like stabilized, like strong foundation, that there's a certain amount of consistency within your integrity, Tina, that you're really putting that out there, and so it's attracting, you know, similar characters, you know, because you're not going to accept anyone who's going to, you know, see you as any less than you see yourself. And I think that's always the case, right? And that's probably why, like, I just was in such, you know, I'm emerging from, you know, a toxic environment, core relationship. So, yeah. So that's the basis here. Like, how you see yourself, how you're going to treat yourself, and that should set the standard for intimate relationships, extracurricular relationships, whatever, like, you know, all your relationships, really. So this is like, you know, the past 2 or 3 years has been like a kind of like a warm obsession for me to, because lots of lessons needed to be learned for sure. and before, like, you know, really pushing me out into the world, because I know what I'm doing is correct. Like, absolutely. I know I bring value to the table. I know I bring enough value for other tables. So, because it's not a sole effort. Like, it's, you know who I call in. Okay, what else? Is there anything else that I need to know here? Anything else? Any other input that you have? Spirit, angels of love and light, ancestors of the like, cosmic families of the like. Four of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Cups. I call them cosmic families of the like. So, this is taking Spirit's cup, which is so yeah, it's no longer feeling jaded, no longer feeling like bored, and it's that attitude adjustment where we're finally taking Spirit's recommendation. Like, yes, okay, I'll go out and play. Sure. So this is coming from, like, sitting beneath that tree and, like, having that sense of enlightenment, personally, like, tapped on, like, activated by Spirit. And with that, it's just that decision alone, that attitude adjustment, it's very charming to, like, everybody. So let me just show you real quick. So just so you know, like, I'm talking about, because I feel like not all of you are tarot people. Like, you're just kind of, like, touching on this. So, I'm going to just show you right here what that looks like. If I can get to it. Yes, I can get to it. My hands, okay. So, you see there? That is the Four of Cups. Okay? Arms crossed, like, just, and there's Spirit coming along, like, helicopter, trying not to helicopter parent, but, like, just is, like, lingering over. And so now we're taking the cup, okay? That's what that is. So, same thing. We're taking the cup, we're having courage, like, there's a baby tiger on her lap. Do you see that? So, yeah. So this is epic. This is epic according to Spirit, like the divine, because, like, there's, like, the Taj Mahal in the background. So, very picturesque, and therefore, like, this is epic. This decision, this attitude adjustment alone is wonderful. Like, Spirit's, like, clapping behind the scenes. And the fact is that that's not his mask over there. So that's a lady's mask, like, indoors. That's hilarious. So, the Knight of Cups is charming, for sure. So that's how we got to that point. Okay. Okay, I think I'm supposed to pick from the Fountain Tarot. Is there anything else that you want to say from here? Anything else? Okay, I feel like I have to get something from the Fountain Tarot. Okay, last one. Oh my gosh, it's self-actualizations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Four of Wands. This is the marriage card. This is commitment. This is on a micro cosmic level. This is self-actualization. That's excellent. Spirit's like, bravo. Freaking, like, what is this? Blood moon, beaver moon, full moon in Taurus, lunar eclipse, frost moon, trade moon, whatever else you call it. That's what's going on over here. Like right in the nick of time, it's 11:50 p.m. How amazing is that? That's excellent. Like what? Bottom of the deck. Queen of Wands in reverse. Why is the Queen of Wands in reverse? Six of Cups in reverse. So I guess it's not. So the secret sauce to this is knowing what we came from, like our roots. This is the bottom of the deck. These are like the shadow aspects as well. From what I recently learned, like the shadow aspect, that's what a lot of people do. I learned that from TikTok people, but I always took it as like this is the secret sauce, and it goes hand in hand together. Like there's a certain aloofness to the world that we want to bond with, and when knowing that there's a huge potential for like kinship, and like having it like you got it going on, but not just in the underworld. And it's coming to the light with that first card of like saying goodbye to old self. That's excellent. That is excellent. When you say goodbye to like these obsoleted relationships in your life, in our lives, right? They're depictions of also old self, So when we can do that, like start eliminating doing housekeeping on the outskirts, it's so much, like it provides so much more clarity, like feng shui in real-time mode, like what that means for us on the inner plane. So things just kind of click once you let go of what's not good for you. And it's easier said than done, but like so absolutely so worth it. So that it cut into, oh my gosh, it cut into that. Like it started splitting the deck, and it's the moon card, but it was in reversal. So it is for sure, this is new moon energy as well as the lunar eclipse card. It's like what's lingering behind, like, yeah. Yes, I got the chills for sure. Because what I wanted to like explain in some of my other descriptions was that when there's a total lunar eclipse, it kind of mimics, I didn't read this anywhere, but like the energies of it is, it's kind of like it fools you into thinking that like you always have to manifest this and that, whereas this particular, like a full moon lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse, it mimics the energies. This is a download that I got, that it mimics the new moon energies. So what do you do during the new moon? You set intentions, you clean slate, you prepare for what is to manifest. So like contrary to like, the normal motions of the full moon, like what your rituals are supposed to depict, it should be more of like, the new moon energies, like using this time as like the channel of between a larger body to another larger body, but that channel of like drifting like slowly, preparation, like the field trip thing, holds like tons of weight. Like my guys are freaking awesome. I am shocked at like these discoveries here and there that just come through. So let's, come on. I'm doing. Okay, let's put this back here. All of these work with like softer colors. So I think the color coding system works magnificently well. Okay, so with the romantic tarot. Okay. And I think like both of them depict this implication of like the Ace of Cups. And like we were talking about, like the Ace of Cups, okay, because this is, you know, this is the full moon kind of activity and the channels from here to there, what we were just talking about. It's like the Ace of Cups and Ace of Cups, like they depict that in different realms. So then when you look at, ooh, I like that rainbow thing going on here. So when you're looking at that, two, like this is depicting like the moon activities, like one larger body to another, you know, that parallel. Very interesting. I like it. What a great segue. Anything else here that you want to convey? Oh my gosh. Look, 7 of coins fell on my left knee, but then I just noticed that on the bottom of the deck of the other one, of the other deck, is the Queen of Wands in reverse as well. Do you understand that? That's crazy. Queen of Wands from one body. Like this is a third deck. What? Oh my gosh, look at the bottom. It's a full moon. What the? Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on over here, okay? So, a lot of this, like this is just a snippet, okay? This job hunting stuff, you know, getting signed on to another like agreement or whatever. It's all part of the phases, the steps that I need to go through to regain my confidence, because this is like the highest coveted queen in the deck is the Queen of Wands, for sure. Absolutely. I would say the most versatile, the freest, you know. Yeah, most definitely. Of all the queens, you know. So it's learning that magic, because within the underworld as well as above and like middle ground, just like all, you know, full out. Definitely. Because I feel like this is kind of like the channel deck, you know, like they're just like kind of the fine print from one side to another. So being that this is the bottom of the deck, is there's a lot of mystery, like moving from the Romantic Tarot to the Fountain Tarot. It's like there's intimacy on a like soul plane, you know, SOUL, you know, personal soul plane. And then the segue is Rider-Waite-Smith, which is what most understand, you know. And then there's the Fountain Tarot, which is intimacy, like romantic, on like a global, like a macrocosmic view, where more than one can experience it. So there's a lot of mystery behind that, an emergence. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so we didn't talk about this. It fell on my left, my recipient side of my knee. 7 of Pentacles. It takes time and patience to... Yeah, it's only a matter of time. An emergence. Oh my gosh, for real. Yes, that's what that means. So let's put those two together, baby. Okay. Okay. Anything else here I want to convey? Okay, these did not want to go back in the deck. Okay, oh my gosh, look. 8 of Swords in reverse and the Emperor. So this is getting out of stuff with absolute help. Top of the deck is the Emperor. So this is No joke and no secret. Spirit is helping with this, like, absolutely helping with the alchemy, with the resources, with the building. This is getting out of stuck because we're finally harmonizing, and we're blocking shit out that, like, doesn't pertain to us. Like, we are taking the power back with when we're filling out any kind of applications, or like enrolling, when we're doing a Q&A, like an interview process. It's a dual process. So when we put NA, not applicable, or like non-negotiable, we're knowing our worth because we're recalibrated and balanced, and we have master number 22 emerging here between ourselves, our gestures, and getting out of being stuck, and spirit, on the back end. Absolutely. That's so crazy. So this is a lengthy process, but Spirit's right with us, end goal. The Devil card in reverse. Spirit's showing up with this, like, seriously. This is releasing addictions, obsessions, what else? Like personal conflicts with the world, conflicts with ourselves, whether we should be here or there. Like, it's just the inner turbulence, and trying to pacify that with like a but like for real though, like a long-term plan on that. It's a long-term investment. That we're not putting duct tape on things anymore. Yeah. Oh, it's the Ace of Pentacles, and it's the Fountain card in reverse. Yeah. What I kept getting was like just being, like, neither here, like the conflict between being there or being here, and it brought us back to here, the presence, just being. And so, like, Spirit is absolutely well invested and like not afraid of showing it. We shouldn't be either, in recalibrating to just like find out how to be, whether that's upright or not, like just being good with it, like where we're at, wherever that is, and being good also with how things were in the past. So this is a directive, like a call to action to is privatize the word? Anyway, it's to put all my videos public, like, and revisit them. See, step back into those shoes and like look at everything like with compassion, with totality, like as it stands at the moment. Like, we made some like great steps forward, and we should not be afraid of what that looks like at all. Oh, look, Ace of Wands just peeking down from below. You remember when we last spoke of this card? It's like, we don't need this right here. It's kind of just for show. We are the Ace of Wands right there. So, yeah, just that's another call out to that. Okay. Got chills, definitely. Time for a few bananagrams. A and E. Okay, A fell on the Two of Swords. Okay, another E, T, O, 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 M, Y, B, E, 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 I, J, T. Okay, Tomb. I'm pronouncing the B, so you know. So that starts off with the Death card. So Tomb is definite. Oh, is it Jetame? I know that I'm not pronouncing that properly, but Jet. I know there are two words. Taime. Is that right? I don't. Let me look this up. Hold on. That's crazy. How do I remember that? I didn't even take French. Okay, that means I love you in French. Anyway, tomb. That's crazy. I never thought that I would that anybody like from France could, be that fond of me. But this is also you too, Okay, so we have 3 E's, 2 O's, and 1 Y left. What do we have here? Okay. Okay, I have joy. And I have jet. So, I don't know. If I have to disassemble. So I think jet. So there's something about like aviation, that kind of like, or that lifestyle, fast-paced lifestyle. But that's like future stuff. There's also like a clue into using that stone, jet, highly protective stone, from like very, very dark energy. I feel like, yeah, I really feel like that. Jet. There's also that band that I think, is it Paul McCartney's? I don't know. There's a song like Jet or something like that, or Joan Jett, something within that aspect. Anyway, I feel like the first call was the crystal or the stone, jet. Okay, but there's other associations because this is a timeless energy reading. But definitely joy. And then IEYE. So making an effort to find joy in the situation, that it's part of the foundation, is our perception, our perspective, is finding that wherever we are. So I have E and O left here. Toe. I don't know. Maybe there's people with like foot fetishes here. I don't know. You're knocking at the wrong door. Let me tell you that. Okay. So, because there's 2 opportunities here for me to place those 2 letters, and regardless of how I see things, that's where they go. The interpretation for that is that the Spirit wants us to be able to test the waters, to not be afraid of putting both toes, like both feet in the water. When it comes to love. Loving yourself, absolutely. Because the way it's, let me just show you. So looking at this, I'm guessing that means I, and then this combined also means love you. And I know that there's supposed to be an apostrophe here somewhere. But looking at that, it's like, I love you, right? So I'm just, this is my wild guess to it, or my intuitive guess to it. But like, there's toe here, and it could have been toe right there too. So it's loving yourself, love you, right? So putting both feet in the water when it comes to loving yourself, like absolutely, that's first off, like fully engaging in that. Yeah. So that's it for now. Thanks very much for watching. It is now 12:11 on the clock. Thanks very much for joining. Thank you, angels of love and light, ancestors of the light, cosmic families of the light, and my bestie from the beyond. Thank you, Spirit, as well. And I think that's it. Time to close out this reading. Now that this reading is officially over, I close all portals that have been opened to all except my core divine team from the beyond, because I really just I'm open to that coaching to get things back into shape, back into gear, and they're doing a wonderful job, so I want to keep that up. Okay, all right, have a great night, and I will see you again later. Bye for now.